State playoff basketball from East Hartford High School. We have made the hour-long trek upstate, and we are ready to go. It is Fairfield Ludlowe and the Hornets of East Hartford High School, opening round of the Class L state playoffs. Aiden Blank and Scott Torello, we are going to tune in to these starting lineups as we get ready here from East Hartford under the darkness of night. A little playoff basketball on this Monday night.
We'd like to begin tonight with a message from our student athletes.
Welcome to tonight's game to the Hartford Ladies of the Fairfield Ludlowe Class. If you are debating about the attention of our classes, why are we worried about fairness, dignity, and transparency? Tonight we ask for enthusiasm and positive support for our students. We also ask that you honor the press on both teams and treat all student athletes with the fans on set. Thank you.
Thank you. We'd like to remind everyone that tonight's contest will be played under CIAC rules and regulations. Please note that any misconduct at any time may result in the rule of gymnasium. We thank you in advance for your cooperation. Tonight's officials will be Christian Sarantopoulos and Peter Vitale. And now for the Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons starting line. Junior guard number 10, Julia Bucher. Junior guard number 13, Anna Baldwin. Junior forward number 15, Laura Aaron. Senior forward number 24, Eva Oshie. Freshman center number 25, Callie Sommer. Head coach of Falcons is Sarah Kingsley. Assistant coach of Brianna Sherman and Matt Underwood. And after East Hartford Lady Hornets starting line. Junior guard number 3, Bianca Brown. Junior guard number 32, Legacy Jackson. Freshman guard number 14, Victoria Silva. Junior forward number 5, Data Robinson. And sophomore guard number 21, Shaylin Pinckney. Head coach of Lady Hornets is Matt Romano. Assistant coaches are Aaron Frank, Junior Cross, and Wendell Williams.
Janie.
At this time, we ask you to please join us in honoring American flag of our national.
Let's play some basketball. And we are getting ready to do some Aiden Blank and Scott Terrell. Scott, first thing that pops out at me when I look at this East Hartford roster, you admired a senior, Shaylin Pinckney, who's going to go to Rutgers. She's only a sophomore, but beyond that, it's all sophomores, a freshman, and juniors. There are no seniors on this team. Very much like Ludlowe, they're in the present, yes, but they're planning for the future too. They're going to be back here next year.
Yeah, looking at how their season unfolded, Aiden, they started out slowly, just like Ludlowe did, 5-7. But then as they gained more experience, as they gained more confidence, they rolled off 8 in a row to end the season. Right? Very similar feel to how Ludlowe's season played out, right? We had youth, a lot of youth playing early on in the season, but as the season rolled on, Ludlowe finished with 10 out of 11 wins and really had a tremendous season when it was all said and done.
East Hartford is 13-7 out of the CCC. Ludlow's 12-8 out of the FCAC, and we're underway with the opening possession going to the Falcons. Winner is going to meet either number 2 Newtown or number 31 Cheshire. That game also being played tonight over at Newtown. Bochy far side. Early problems for Ludlowe offensively. They turn it over. Not a great start, but you can't let that get to you.
You know, East Hartford overextended their man-to-man, but Laura steals it right back, Aiden.
It's a very sloppy start to this game, and that's obviously not what you would like to see. But if you're Sarah Kinsley, the first team to kind of settle into this game is going to get a big advantage to start.
Absolutely.
So if you can slow your team down here, take a little bit more calculated possessions, score to begin the game, and avoid this playing into the sloppiness, you're going to get a good start. East Hartford gets a good start. They're going to score first.
Yeah, she has great size under there, Aiden. They're going to have to identify her.
Bucket from Keisha Brown, the junior guard.
The problem with that 1-2-2 is the middle can be exposed.
Summers to the corner. Here's Buescher. Lets one fly. Air ball loose in the corner. Rebound is pulled by Pinckney. The Rutgers-bound sophomore pulls it and gives it over to Jada Robinson.
Yeah, she is some kind of talent, Aiden. One of the best players in the state as a sophomore. She is really super talented. You just look at her. She looks like an athlete.
Brown straight away. After that early basket from right near the hoop, Ludlowe trying to avoid letting the ball go down there. Runner in the lane, nothing. Inside 6.5 to play. Fast start to this game. Summers into a far side. 3 off, but Bochy's there for a rebound. Here is Heron for 2. That's also off. They missed their opening 3 shots. But Ludlowe has not been discouraged. That's their second offensive rebound of the night.
Yeah, great effort on the offensive glass right there, Aiden.
Underneath. Bounce for Heron. Just outside the paint, nothing. Paulman pulls it. She's going to go to the line. That is 3 on that possession alone. That's any sort of preview to how this night's going to go. Ludlow's in good shape.
Yeah, other than Robinson, they don't have great size, East Hartford. So Ludlowe, as we've seen all year long, right, they play with great effort. They should be able to chase those balls down, and they just did it, that possession.
Anna Pullman to the line, can't connect on her first. Just inside 6 minutes to play. Opening quarter, opening round of the state tournament in Class AA. Winner's going to get a very sizable opponent in round number 2. If the seeding holds, they'll take on number 2 Newtown.
Yeah, one of the better teams in the state. They had a terrific season. But you got to get by this game first, Aiden. That's task number 1 right here.
I think that's the beauty of March Madness. In Connecticut and across the planet, it's one game, and that's going to decide your season. Wonderful drive from Summers. She comes up short. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the bucket, and that will only come with more opportunities.
Yeah, great drive. Unfortunately, she's met at the rim by Robinson, who has equally great size.
Heron called at half court for a foul.
It's going to be very important she stays out of foul trouble tonight, Aiden.
The inbound will come for Jada Robinson, 6'2" junior forward. How often do you see a 6'2" forward in girls basketball?
Yeah,
let alone high school girls basketball.
Excellent size.
She's playing the high post so far. Another mistake offensively for East Hartford. It goes out, and it will stay with the Hornets. Good effort over here by Juliette Buscher. First one to it. Ludlowe trailing by a point, 5:14 to play in the first.
You see right now, this 1-2-2 has Pickett way up top, and this offense really not a threat at all.
Yeah, Sarah Kinsley knows they're not going to really cause any problems offensively when they're shooting threes like that. Neither side has shot the three very well so far. Heron on a fast break, outnumbered, so she's got to slow it down. Summers on the near side. Madison Roman's coming in at the next dead ball. Buscher straight away trying to call a play and set up this Ludlowe offense. Now approaching 4.5 to play in the first. Paulman, low block. Back out Buscher, opposite side. Bochy for three, off again. Nobody's been able to get a touch from three. Anybody who can start hitting a three is going to get a lot of opportunities. On either side, beautiful cross-lane pass. East Hartford out in front by a tray.
Yeah, that was good basketball, a nice drive and dish. Nice finish, too.
4:10 to play in the first. Heron straight away. Let a Paulman screen go. Paulman straight away. Again, nobody's been able to get anything to go from outside the paint.
Yeah, been a slow start, but they're only down 4-1, Aiden. You know, keep in mind, they just had a full day of school, just drove an hour to get up here. And it takes a while to kind of get yourself into the flow of the game.
Avoided the foul. East Hartford out to a 6-1 lead. You can't let it get much bigger than this.
Yeah, I think Ludlow's going to be able to hang in this game. I don't see East Hartford running away from them here. If we can just get a couple baskets, get some confidence, we're going to be fine.
Here's AP. First team All-FCIAC is named last week. Another foul. That's East Hartford's second. And it will go against Victoria Silva Soto. Caitlin Finnegan also coming in next. So clearly the size is going to be something Ludlowe will rely on a lot in this game. They did it a lot against Staples, and they're going to do it even more today, especially since their three-point shooting has been lackluster at best.
Yeah, and we just talked about it. Robinson is really their only size, so I like going to double bigs here, Aiden. See if we could take advantage of that.
0 for 2 at the line. Ludlow still with just a point as we go down to 3:13 left in the first. Sizable crowd, vocal crowd here at East Hartford High School. It's an older gym.
Oh, I love
but
this
I
gym.
love this view.
Oh, this is an amazing gym. Look at the baskets, Aiden, the old wooden bleachers. I mean, this is a classic gym.
Maybe not the most comfortable to sit in.
Look at how old these banners are, too. They retired someone's number from 1939. Incredible.
In our state's capital, we play a big-time basketball game. The upset predicted for Ludlowe. A lot of members of the media have seen this and are predicting it. Can Ludlowe play into those expectations? Another turnover right after they get it back. But they've gone into more of a full-court press. We haven't seen that yet.
Brown really hustles, Aiden. She plays a good effort.
Corner for Robinson and back up top with Brown. Junior guard controls it. Hornets are coached by Matt Rondinone. And they commit a travel. 2:01 left in the first. Ludlow still without a field goal. Very odd to think that that would be the case, but even odder to think that they're not really out of it. They're only down by 5. Very little panic.
Right, without a field goal, 2 minutes left in the first. but only down 5. They've gotten good shots. So if they just stay calm, stay patient, they're going to be fine.
Ball goes out. It was a jump ball. Herron's in for Summers. They're significantly undermanned without Lemley and still without Torello. That doesn't seem like it will change even should they win this game, but they're holding their own, just like last Saturday against Staples. Rebound is pulled by Robinson. Paulman poked it into the backcourt. It was saved. A very sloppy start, especially for the Hornets. A pull-up, nothing. Neither side has hit a 3. So as bad as Ludlowe's three-point shooting has been, East Hartford's has been just as bad, if not worse.
Absolutely. Both teams playing excellent defense.
Stolen, maybe their only chance for a little bit to go underneath. 1:11 to play and a foul committed. The foul's going to go against Herron. That's your second.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. In a minute left in the first, she picks up her second. We've seen the trend all year. When you get that second foul, you sit for the rest of the first half. You mentioned without Lemley and without Emma, it might be hard to keep her out the entire half.
We always say that. Every time somebody picks up a second foul, we always say, oh, maybe coach is going to change her outlook on things here. Never seems to happen.
You're right. It hasn't happened yet, but we'll see. You know,
Roman there for a jump ball with 1:08 to play.
This is the state tournament. You know, you have a sense of finality for the season, so approach could change. You never know.
It is win or go home. Loser's season is, for all purposes, over. You have a banquet, you move on to next year. Finnegan from the free throw line. Nothing has fallen
Another
for
good
anybody,
shot, too.
but a good look for her. We've seen her hit that before.
That was in and out.
Keisha Brown and Pinckney. She hasn't really gotten involved in the offense, as talked up as she was. Ludlow's done a good job of keeping her quiet. Jackson is fouled by Paulman. Way out on the near sideline.
They don't want to foul up there at half court. No need to have that foul, especially when they're short-manned. They already have Laura on the bench with 2 fouls.
Here's Pinckney to bring it up. The Rutgers commit still without a point. Blows past Summers, down the lane, fouled by, oh, you could have called that on any number of Falcon defenders. It's going to go on Roman. With 18.5 left in the first, Pinckney will shoot to try and make it an 8-point game at the end of this first quarter.
That was some kind of move, Aiden. That's a move you see a boy make. Aggressive.
That's a D1 move.
Speed, strength, almost finished as well.
Bochy is in for Paulman, giving her some rest, although I would be surprised if she wasn't starting in that second quarter. Finnegan pulls. Ludlowe maybe with one chance to make a field goal before this first quarter comes to an end. The senior captain Bochy, who could be playing in her final game. 5 to shoot, far side Buscher. Bochy again. Summers blocked. 8-1 at the end of the first. Who would have thought?
Yeah, well, the defense, the man-to-man defense is bothering Ludlowe right now. The East Hartford girls are in their face. This is where you got to loosen up the D by trying to go backdoor, trying to set some additional screens, try to maybe weave it up a little. They're going to have to figure out a way to get East Hartford off of them, because right now they're in their grills, and it is bothering Ludlowe on the offensive end.
We'll take a break. Second quarter action right after this. Playoff basketball on the NFHS Network. Second quarter action, it's East Hartford 8, Ludlowe 1. Aiden Blank and Scott Torello back on FSN. Ludlowe without a field goal in that first quarter.
You know, if you're Kins, defensively, you have to like what you're doing. Right, they've only yielded 8 points. Most of 3 or 4 of them on the foul line. So, you know, defensively, you've achieved what you hoped for. It's just, we got to just get the offense going now.
The defense was locked down, allowing very little from down low. 3 on the way. No one has hit a 3.
Now,
Not East Hartford, not Ludlowe. It's been a strange start for Ludlowe, a team that has really been able to play to their strengths when they can hit a 3 ball. Paulman underneath. They needed that field goal. They finally got it. 8-3, the lead down to 5.
And that is typical Anna right there, Aiden. Drive hard and scoop underneath. We've seen it all year.
East Hartford hits one on the other end, but if I'm Sarah Kinsley, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
because
that was a tough pull-up by Pitt.
they have taken shots like that all night, and basically every single one of them has gone off.
She has 4 points, but she has had to work for her points. That was a tough shot.
Summers, Bochy, Finnegan underneath. Fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line. 6:49 to play in the second. It is a 7-point game. Fairfield Ludlowe, the 18 seed. East Hartford, the 15 seed. The Hornets out of the CCC. The Falcons out of the FCAC. Finnegan cuts it to 6 with her first free throw. A good amount of support from East Hartford. Finnegan just out on her second. But a good amount of support for Ludlowe, too. Almost all the regulars, meaning the parents, that have made the trip.
Definitely. Listen, it's an hour ride. You know, it's a 6:30 start, so a little earlier. You know, folks are working, they're at school. So all things considered, I think this is a great crowd.
Splits it underneath, blocked.
Nice block by Caitlin.
And now Summers trying to do some work on Pinckney.
It'd be nice to get a second foul on her, Aiden.
Buscher and Legacy Jackson. Interesting matchup. 2 very similar point guards. Summers is off. Paulman fell to the floor going for a rebound. It goes to the Hornets. Pinckney trying to take over. She cannot. That's twice she's tried to drive and been denied. Paint security, something that Sarah Kinsley has to be stressing all night long.
That was great defense, right? Caitlin read the move, got in position, held her ground, forced her to throw it away.
Here's Bochy. Summers. Paulman has shot a 3 already tonight. Finnegan off.
Nice shot there, Aiden.
She
almost
got them to tip it out also. Inside 5.5 to play in the second. 6-point game. Here's Pinckney. Brown. Far side. Shot fake. A pull-up, nothing. They haven't made anything inside the paint either. Ludlow's done a great job securing it down low. Madison Roman comes in a little bit. Paulman was playing with the idea of a 3. She goes for it and she hits it.
Big one, Aiden. Only down 3 now. They're hanging in.
She is still the only Falcon to hit a field goal. A 2 and a 3. Plus a free throw. So she's come out with 6. Down to 4:35 to play. East Hartford's jumpers have been way off. 4.5 to play in the second.
Yeah, and besides Pinckney, they're really not a great shooting team from what I can see right now, Aiden. And by the way, she's taking tough shots. So if she's going to be forced to make tough shots, I like our chances as this game rolls on.
Paulman, another 3, another hit. This game is tied.
Beautiful corner 3 by Anna. She's had a great season, Aiden. Great to see her continue it.
Here's Jackson. Paulman's got 9. Beg your pardon, Paulman's got 8. And here's Buscher. Fast break time. Ludlow still looking for their first lead. Can Bochy get it to him? No, but Summers pulled a rebound and is going to the line.
That's going to be 2 on Pickney. Big call right there.
East Hartford is getting outplayed in this second quarter. Ludlow, member, just scored a point in the first, but they have rebounded, tied this game, and now Callie Summers to give them their first lead of the night. Off.
You see how scoring has kind of given Ludlow some life, Aiden, right? They're playing with a lot more bounce in their step this quarter. Scoring some points will do that for you.
I think the urgency of this game is really being stressed to them, too. If you want your season to keep going, you got to win tonight. Summers is 0 for 2. Ludlow unable to get that first lead, which would be a big thing because that would most likely lead to an East Hartford timeout. Foul plus the bucket. 3:34 to go. The Hornets grab that lead right back.
They're going to have to keep her out of the open floor, Aiden. You see the way she moves and find space. That is a tough call against Madison right there.
3:34 to play in this half. East Hartford by a 3.
And 7 now for Pickney, kind of picking her spots. And she's really their only scorer.
The Hornets in a modified press.
Ludlow has handled their pressure much better this period, Aiden. You see Anna's being more aggressive.
They've turned it over a lot, but so have the Hornets, who will slow things down with 3:09 left in the second. Here's Brown. Near side, Pinkney, she has 2 fouls, cannot afford a third, especially this early. 2:48 to play second. This game is flying right along. There have not been a lot of fouls. 9 combined between these two teams.
Hey, you're right, very few whistles.
And other than fouls, yeah, it's been jump balls. There's a foul right there on Callie Summers. She knew it. That'll be Ludlow's 6th.
Yeah.
So the Hornets are into the bonus.
A very interesting philosophy by the Hornets. Content to kind of take the air out of the ball. You see how high up their offense is, really right at half court, Eden. 3 girls at half court.
And that may not be by choice either. They've been forced out there because of that modified zone that Ludlow is sort of playing, or at least that they came out with. They have not allowed anything down low. Any entry pass has totally been killed. The one thing they have not been able to stop and will not be able to stop is Pinkney driving, but Sarah Kinsley says, well, we could put 2 bodies down there and make it a little bit harder for them to drive.
She drove nicely, but had to take a tough floater.
Buscher off. But she stepped out of bounds. Ludlow basketball trailing by 3 with 1:46 left in the second. Finnegan is in for Roman. We've been treated to a real good game. It started off sloppy, either because of nerves or anything else. Ball went out, will stay with Ludlow. Either because of nerves or Ludlow a little groggy from the bus ride or whatever it was. It was a slow start, a sloppy start.
It was, but they're into the game now, Aiden, right? They're playing now. Only down 3, 1:40 left.
They turn it over, give it to the Hornets. 1:41 left. They got to put some more pressure on East Hartford here. Get them to turn it over. Hornets have had no problem breaking that Ludlow press. Pinkney standing on the Hornet logo. They're doubling her way beyond half court, almost got her into a backcourt violation. And they pull it back out, down to 1:10 left.
You can hear
Well,
the
they
coach
hold for,
telling them to pull
they
it
might
out.
hold for one shot. No, they won't. Finnegan with a humongous block.
Yeah, she has done such a great job all season long playing great defense, Aiden.
Here's Aaron.
Her length is deceiving, and that's a good post-up and finish.
That wasn't Heron, that was Pullman, and Ludlowe trailing by just a point.
Caitlin had great position and finish. That was beautiful.
They've tied this game. They have not let it. In the corner, Mishaya Cohen. Timeout East Hartford. 35 and change to play in the second. Ludlowe down by a point. And you're in a pretty good position right now if you're the Falcons, because you've got Pickney with 2 fouls. Not much else has gone on besides her driving. Everything else has been them holding the ball and praying that you get a good look. And you're in a good spot. And I think Ludlowe at this point is starting to gain more confidence. Not only are they in a good spot, they know they're in a good spot, and they're going to start to really play with some more enthusiasm as we move on into the second half.
Yeah, no matter what the score is at halftime at this point, they have to go into the locker room knowing they can hang with these guys and beat them.
They still are going to play like a favorite.
Definitely.
I think they still.
Anyone's game.
They're down by a point. I think they very much still are a favorite because it's very clear they're the more well-rounded team, and they know that. The Hornets know that too, though. They're going to try. Their strategy here has been hold the ball, try and turn it over, try and keep it for a long time and get a good look. Almost turned it over on the inbound. Not a great sign with half a minute to play before halftime, which has just flown by. We are not even a half hour into it. We're a little over a half hour into this game.
Yeah, the Hornets content with kind of taking the last shot here.
Ludlowe, not so much. Pull-up jumper. Off. Finnegan. Ludlowe has 5 as Bochy brings it across, but it's stolen. And Pickney got a buzzer beater as time expires. The Falcons trailing 15-12, but they're in a good spot to take this game over in the second half.
Yeah, 15-12, 9 of them from Pickney. That was an interesting moment right there, right? She had 2 fouls. She was playing aggressively as the quarter was wrapping up. Give her credit. She got the steal and laid it in. Put them up by 3 at half.
We're going to take a break and come back after that break. 15-12, the Hornets on top. You're watching CIAC Class LL Girls Basketball State Playoffs only on FSN. All right, we're going to close this thing down. 15-12, East Hartford leads. We got a couple of important scores. Not that this really matters because we are not live tonight, but Fairfield Ward leading Danbury by 12. Fairfield Ward a heavy underdog in that game, and I think the upset of the night could be coming in Stamford, a 41-28 lead for Amity.
Wow.
Early turnover from Ludlowe, something that plagued them in the first half. We see Laura Heron back with 2 fouls.
Yeah, again, the man-to-man is bothering us. We had a good matchup in the second period when 45 Elizabeth came in for East Hartford. Anna was able to take advantage of her quickly. But when she's not in the game, they seem to be a lot more aggressive on defense, and it's bothering us.
Almost a minute elapsed. Still no buckets in the second half. East Hartford in trouble. They're vulnerable after the way they ended that first half. Heron pulls the rebound. She's making an impact early after sitting nearly the entire first half. Goes out of bounds. It's white ball. 19-8 Norwalk leading Darien is expected in that game.
Got to try and stay out of those traps, Aiden. Got to stay off that sideline. Acts as another defender.
That Amity-Stanford game somehow got to the end of the third. They must have started at 6 instead of 6:30, and I know Ridgefield changed their start time to 7. They're just underway with Hamden. Down to 6.5 to play in the third. Too far on the shot.
Yeah,
Here come the Falcons. 6:19 to go, and they could really use a bucket.
If Robinson's going to be taking jump shots, Ludlowe will take that all night, Aiden.
Ludlowe is still yet to hit a 3. Beg your pardon, Paulman has hit a 3. She finished with 9 in that first half, as did Pinckney. Which I think should be a good thing for Sarah Kinsley to kind of highlight that Anna scored just as much as Pinckney did.
You're right. It was really a mano-a-mano in that first half.
Like,
Both
she
players.
is not this unbeatable player that we've heard about.
No.
We've stopped her. She's been stopped a number of times driving down the middle of the lane. She basically is doing the same thing every time, which is pretty impressive that she's still able to score. 2 minutes gone by in the third.
Oh, nice D right there by
Yeah,
Bochy.
how about Bochy picking the pocket
Good poke away.
of Pinckney? I think Pinckney is becoming more human as this night goes on. Wide open 3 from East Hartford they missed. That's been the story of the night for the Hornets. Anything that's not directly under the basket just has not fallen except for that. That was a 3, and now they lead it by 5.
Yeah, Jackson, she's going to keep shooting, I guess, Aiden, because they have not been falling for her, but shooters keep shooting.
Far side, down on the baseline, and backed out. Ludlowe needs someone to get hot from 3. Whether that's Anna or JB, or somebody needs to start shooting. Foul committed, that helps.
Yeah, Brown,
East Hartford's second.
terrific little defender. You see how low she gets on D.
It is the first on Brown. Heron finds Pullman. Easy jumper, rolls out. Rebound Summers. Rebound Heron.
Good effort
Reset.
underneath there.
Heron trying to be a little more aggressive. Pullman, jumper. Yeah.
Look good right from the release, Aiden.
She's
Beautiful
putting,
shot.
she's putting this team on her back
She is. She's playing a terrific
and saying,
game.
let me bring you to the second round. Foul committed. Sarah Kinsley wanted something different.
Yeah, you got to let him play. That's just good defense by Ida. Beat her to the spot. sealed off the sideline. You got to let that go.
Heron's out, Finnegan's in.
Back to this 1-2-2-D, which was effective in the first half.
Some finals are starting to roll in, but nothing that really impacts Ludlowe. Turnover, Ludlowe ball. Yeah, nothing new from the games involving FCAC teams or anybody in Class Double L. 4:20 to play. Still only a few baskets so far in this second half. Beautiful drive, finish, and a foul.
When she gets going downhill, Aiden, it's trouble. You're going to have to back off her when she's up at the half-court area and meet her inside the three-point line, because she gets a running start with the girl behind her. She's too difficult to stop. Force her to knock down a three. We haven't seen her make one yet. And she's been a little shaky from the foul line, too.
Offside iron. Buescher's into this game, and she's taking her time as she has all night to set that play up. They want this calculated. They didn't start that way offensively, and it certainly didn't help. Buescher to the rack plus a foul. And it's back to a one-possession game to 3. She can make it 2 with a free throw here.
And nice drive and finish. They're going to need more of that, Aiden.
Yeah, if she can't hit the 3, why not drive inside for a little 2?
This is the matchup Ludlowe took advantage of in the first period, right? They bring in Elizabeth, which really changes their defensive philosophy. We saw Anna take advantage of it in the second period. Let's see if maybe Madison or Caitlin can take advantage of it here.
Off. East Hartford pulls it. Here's Pinckney. She's played basically the entire game. And rightfully so. She's certainly earned it. Down to 3.5 to play. 3-point game. Poke loose on the floor. Jump ball. Bochy was wrestling with at least 2 East Hartford offenders.
Good effort right there.
Here comes the inbound from Robinson, plus the foul. The calls have really not gone in Ludlow's favor.
Yeah, you hate seeing that on an out-of-bounds play, and you got to identify those little cuts. Those are a killer.
And now she is off to the line. Three-point play is complete. Back to multi-possession. 6-point game.
That's a freshman, Aiden. Seeing a lot of good young players out here.
Yeah, this East Hartford team will be very good for many years to come. Buescher thought about a step back. AP. Entry pass to Roman, tipped around. Roman was swatting her hand, trying to get her hand on the ball. She couldn't.
Yeah, good defense.
Summers and Buescher, the double team near side. Roman, good defense underneath. Late foul is called. I don't know where that came from, but
all season long, we've seen those calls go against her, Aiden. Her hands are straight up.
I barely saw contact there. Here's Robinson to the line, by far the tallest player on this floor. But still a good matchup for Summers. Finnegan off on her first. Heron and Bochy checking in. It's Ludlow's 4th foul. East Hartford with 3. 2:58 to play in the third. If Ludlow wins, be the first time in a little bit that they get a win in the opening round. They haven't been past the first round since 2016. The year before that, 2015, was the farthest they've ever gone as a program. They went to the quarterfinals as a number 22 seed. 7-point lead for the Hornets. Try to settle it down a little.
Yeah, big moment in the game, Aiden. Down 7 all of a sudden, about 3 minutes left in the third. Critical to kind of stem the tide here.
Paulman was fouled by Pinckney. That is her third. That was a good sign.
Yeah, if Pinckney's guarding Anna, take advantage of that right now. Try and get a 4th foul on her.
Yeah. Ron Danone has made it very clear he's not taking Pinckney out unless he absolutely has to. See if she gets 4 fouls if she stays in this game. AP. Low block. And the post moves have worked for her all year. It is down to 5.
Yeah, you're seeing it again, Aiden. Pump fake, up and under. It's just so effective for her all season long.
Hornets trying to push it in transition. Be interesting to see if they implement that strategy they had in at the very end of the first half, which is just kind of pass it around, slow it down. That seems to be where they've been the most successful. Like you said, take the air out of the basketball. Underneath. Finnegan with a huge block. AP almost pulled it. Too short. In the paint, another block, and this time it'll result in a foul.
That looked like all ball, Aiden.
Ball went almost toward the East Hartford fans. It's Ludlow's 5th. They don't have any fouls to give. That could be a problem late. Minute 51 to play in the third, and Ludlow trailing by 5. Make it 6. Still very much feels like they're in this game, though.
Absolutely. Only down 6. 2 minutes left in the third. Plenty of game left.
Second shot coming. This one, nothing. Finnegan pulls. Ludlow needs a basket. They're going to have to start matching East Hartford for basket here. Screen. Paulman for 3. Yeah.
She is playing a terrific game, Aiden.
It's down to 3. Every time the Hornets get the lead, Ludlow gets a couple buckets and it's down to 1 possession. Finnegan with another block. She has destroyed East Hartford down low. And in transition, it is Heron. No, loose. Finnegan got it again. She's been all over the place. Down to a minute 5 to play in the third.
This is where she's tough, Aiden. In that open floor. She's just so shifty. You see how under control and in charge she is with that ball.
Defensive foul for Ludlow. That is their 6th. Could have made a case for a charge.
Absolutely. But she went with the Euro at the very end. They call it on the floor, which is a big advantage.
Yeah, that certainly was. You don't want to give up any free baskets, and if you can keep it on the floor, you really won't. Ludlow is basically daring East Hartford to shoot a 3 because that happens basically every time. Buscher, a beautiful pass. Heron blocked it, still made its way to the backboard. We're inside a minute to play, a key minute left in the third. Heron again, and finally she gets a bunny down low. Ludlow has made it a 1-point game.
Great steal and finish there, Aiden. This game is anyone's game right now.
About half a minute to play, and this is a key half a minute.
From down 7 to a 6-1 run. Huge.
Here's Jackson. Brown to the corner. They want to hold for 1 shot. Something they've done really well tonight. Down to 10 to shoot. The drive. Got it. Ludlow with a little bit of time. They inbound it with 3. Buscher, Bochy hit the front of the rim, but nothing. Hey, it's a 3-point game. It's anybody's game as we go to the fourth. This has been a really good basketball game.
Yeah, 3 points at half, still 3 points at the end of 3. You're exactly right. Great finish right there by Ludlow. Down 7 late in the period. Got within 1 and then gave up that late basket.
Amity's into the second round. They beat Stanford 52-42, 10-point victory for them. Stanford fell on some hard times late in the year, and Hamden leads Ridgefield 21-15 with 3:53 left in the half.
Yeah, Ridgefield still on their high from the FCAC championship.
Oh, not even that. They're playing a conference champ and then likely New London in the second round. They're going to play some really tough teams.
That's a tough draw.
Whether they're on a high or not, they were put, because remember, there's those 3 wins in the FCAC tournament, which might have even gotten them a top 15 seed, didn't count.
Right, good point.
So because they were the 7th seed, they finished with the same record that Ludlowe did, in the FCAC at least, but they finished a little bit better overall. But yeah, if they can get out of that draw, I'd be very impressed. Underneath, foul. That's going to be the 5th.
See the East Hartford coach working the refs. That is not a travel on Anna, I'm telling you right now.
Ludlowe is not led in this game. They've tied it once in the first half. They could do it right here. Paulman for the tie. Off.
Oh, just missed. That looked good, Aiden.
And the bench was ready to erupt. Now he's starting for the chance to get it back to multi-possessions. Into the corner. 7.5 to play in the 4th. Straight away, it's Brown. Free throw line, off. Rebound to Buscher. Off the tip. 7:20 to play as she goes across center court. Finnegan. Way off. Approaching 7 minutes left in this 4th. Another just missing from the Hornets. It stays with the Hornets.
Yeah, Jackson has proven she's going to keep shooting threes. So you're going to have to get up on her.
Substitution, so the 5 on the floor, Bochy, Summers, Heron, Paulman, and Finnegan. Buscher just subbed out. East Hartford wants a basket, Ludlowe wants a stop. 6:50 left in the 4th. Opening round action. Winner moves on to the second round. The loser is done. Hornets get another shot at it. East Hartford with 5 fouls, Ludlowe with 6, so for all intents and purposes, neither side with any sort of room foul-wise. East Hartford will have 1 to give, but it'd be hard to think that they're going to go clean basketball till that crunch time. Ludlowe's done a great job poking it free. They pass up a corner 3, probably a wise decision. They couldn't get the easy basket underneath. Finnegan, a very intimidating figure down low, and she gets a stop there. Ludlowe again, a chance to tie or make it a 1-point game.
Yeah, Ludlow, again, ain't going to live with that, right? If Robinson's trying to drive and finish, that's advantage Ludlowe.
Bochy is off. Foul committed.
Yeah, unfortunate.
It's Ludlowe's 7th.
Yeah, really a harmless foul. You hate to see those called. The feet just tangle up. Had no impact on the play, but ref has to call it.
5:57 to play in the 4th. It's 27-24. East Hartford will go to the line. And it is Pinckney, the sophomore guard, headed to Rutgers. Her first shot. Off.
She has missed a lot of free throws today, Aiden, which has kept them in this. She has 13 points. I'd say she's missed at least 5 free throws.
Seems like every game we do with these girls, free throws impacts either Ludlowe or their opponent in some way, shape, or form. Bochy Paulman, shot fake from the free throw line. No, but she sold the foul. So she's going to go to the line to make it a 1-point game.
Hey, see how crafty that was right there, Aiden, right? She's been shooting the 3, which forced her to come out and respect the pump fake. That allows Anna to draw some contact and get a shot up. Beautiful play.
First one is in, down to 2. This is about as thrilling as you can get. No regrets for the Falcons.
No, this is going to go to the end.
Staples wins 58-34 over Kennedy. Greenwich beats Enfield 69-55. 5.5 to play in the fourth. This is a 1-point game. Ludlowe with the ball again. Paulman, they're going to try and slow this down. They've had opportunities to take the lead before, but they've been so focused on getting a basket that they've turned it over. They nearly did there. Here's Paulman for the lead. Off, Roman. Yes, for the first time in this game, Ludlowe leads with inside 5 to play.
Yeah, first lead of the game, Aiden. 5 minutes to go. That's huge.
Hornets try to answer. They cannot. It goes out. They get another chance. 28-27. Everybody kind of breathing a sigh of relief. Ludlowe finally gets the lead. They're in control. Now it'll be important to see how they deal with it, how they try it, because if they can keep the lead and get an offensive possession, they could hold the ball for a little bit. They're going to get an offensive possession if they can get it across half court. Foul. No, timeout before the foul in the back court.
Ludlowe has seized the momentum right here, Aiden. 4:40 to go. They take a lead with the ball. This is a big possession. If they could push this up, I could see East Hartford crumble a little.
It's 28-27. We will see. This Hornets team is, I can guarantee you that the Hornets have not played in as many of these games, this type of game where it's close right down the stretch, as Ludlowe.
You're right.
And not a lot of teams have played in the type of game where you're winning and dominating for most of it. Well, maybe not dominating, but winning for most of it, and then the opposing team comes back on you.
Yeah, how many close games has Ludlowe played this year?
That's where it's advantaged Ludlowe.
Absolutely.
All those losses, all those games where they've tried to mount a late comeback and been short. There was a streak where they couldn't finish. There were 3-4 games where they just couldn't finish. All those games where it's been a 1, 2, 3-point game and they've fallen short. That's where it's going to help them right now. It's 28-27, 4:40 left in the fourth. Ludlowe with the ball in blue, moving right to left. And now they can kind of slow it down. Almost turned it over. Finnegan, far side. Here's Heron. Roman creates some space. Summers, yeah!
Great
and now
finish.
It's up to 3.
That's a beautiful drive and finish, Aiden.
3-point game, 4:10 to go. This place is starting to rock. Heron got her hand on it. It stays with the Hornets.
And the defensive pressure has really bothered East Hartford.
4:05 left in this fourth quarter. Ludlowe with 7 fouls, East Hartford with 6. The one thing you don't want to do if you're Ludlowe is start committing silly fouls and giving the Hornets free chances to tie this game right back up. 3:52 to play. Long 3, no chance. Paulman rebound. They can make it a multi-possession lead.
Yeah, up 3, 3:40 with the ball. You love where they are right now.
Summers going to the line to make it a multi-possession game.
Yeah, beautiful drive. Baseline was wide open. Love to see her knock these down right here, Aiden. Push this lead to 4 or 5.
3:37 left in the fourth. For this class of juniors, it's been three straight years of first-round games, and the past two, the two that they played in, they've lost. Home last year, I think, really hurt. A last-second loss to Stanford after such a great season. The culmination of a late-season skid. It's off.
No, the violation on East
Lane
Hartford.
violation first.
Big advantage. Get to shoot another one.
And for Ludlow's lone senior, Ida Bocci, she's been in the same boat. 2 straight years of first-round losses. But her freshman year, they didn't even qualify for the state tournament. So this, as sweet as this is for the freshmen and the sophomores, if they can win this game, and the juniors, of course, it's even sweeter for her because she played on a team that missed the state tournament, and it always seems to hurt a little bit more when you're not a part of the state tournament.
Absolutely. You know, think about how far they've come in Ida's 4 years, right? Back-to-back FCAC tournaments, a chance to win a first-round game.
And in her sophomore year, they were a game off. Summers backs it out. Here's Heron. Timeout. 31-27. Ludlowe by 4.
You see the East Hartford, even the coaches are gripping right now, Aiden. You could feel this getting away from them.
If I'm East Hartford and I'm Matt Rondinone, I think this has to be Pinckney's show. Nobody else is going to be able to do what she can do. In their next offensive possession, she's got to get the ball and do whatever she wants with it.
Yeah, in the last 2 possessions, we've seen her get fouled, go to the line for a 1-and-1, miss the front end of both 1-and-1s. That's huge.
3:19 left in the fourth.
See, East Hartford's going to try and ramp up their D right now.
Here's Finnegan. Paulman near side.
They call an illegal screen, Aiden.
That's exactly what East Hartford needed. 8 fouls on Ludlowe, 7 on East Hartford, and Buescher's coming in for Heron. So the 5 on the floor, a freshman Roman, a freshman Summers, a freshman Finnegan, a junior Buescher, and a junior Paulman. How great is this to see? There's 3 freshmen and 2 juniors on the floor to decide the season. Down to 3 minutes to play. I think that talks about how great the future of this Ludlowe program can be. Ludlowe pulls the rebound, and it's Paulman who knows she can take all the time she wants inside 3 minutes. Summers back around.
Yeah, smart play by Callie there. Had nothing. Her head up the whole time, looking around. She kicks it back out.
2:35 to go. This gym getting antsy. Turnover. Hornet basketball. Quick thinking.
Yeah, again, they're going to be going to the line now, shooting these foul shots. That has not been East Hartford's strength so far. We'll see if they can finally knock a few down.
.233 left in this game. 31-27. 10 fouls on Fairfield Ludlowe. They're going to put East Hartford into the double bonus. Hornets only with 7. But still, they cannot start fouling yet. Second one is good. 31-28, and a timeout is used. And it goes to East Hartford. So East Hartford uses a timeout.
I would expect them to come out with some kind of press here, Aiden, try and turn us over again. If you're Coach Kins, got to get your press break ready. And you can't get too tentative. 2:33 left in this game is a lot of time. So you can't start getting tentative on offense. It's only a 3-point game.
It is a 3-point lead for the Falcons. They haven't played in many of these games where they're ahead late. Closest I can think of is Ward. But Ward was kind of surging. It was a very different scenario. Ludlowe was just trying to end the game. Danbury is probably the closest resemblance to this game.
Oh, great catch by Caitlin. That was dangerous.
Here's Buscher. Trapped in the corner, trying to create some space. She's stripped. Foul committed. Is that against Paulman? It was. I don't know how she could have committed the foul without the basketball, but.
Well, again, make Pickney make foul shots. She hasn't done it so far.
She does make her first. It's down to 2. The only help they're getting points-wise is from the free throw line. And now it's a 1-point game. Ridgefield trails 23-19 at the half. Here's Finnegan. Her pass to Roman intercepted down to 2:08. East Hartford trying to use some momentum. They haven't gotten any in a long time. 2 minutes left in one team's season. Summers and Brown, even though Summers has the height, it's still a very tough man to play. A block.
Great block by Caitlin.
Here's Buscher. Ludlowe wants that 4-point lead again. Roman, Finnegan.
Great pass,
bucket.
Aiden. Beautiful pass by Madison and finished by Caitlin.
33-30. Stripped by Summers. And this team is starting to get their groove. 1:27 left in the fourth. Winner likely gets Newtown. Don't have a score update on that yet. Likely won't till it's a final. 1:25 left in this ball game. Ron Danone wants East Hartford to start pushing. Timeout, East Hartford, 1:15 to go. It's starting to feel real if you're Ludlowe, but you cannot get ahead of yourself.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time. It's funny, the East Hartford coaches are frantic right now. There's plenty of time left in this game if they can get a basket. He seems to be just absolutely encouraging Pickney to take the game over. But listen, against a 1-2-2, three-quarter court press, it's very hard to dribble through that many girls.
Whichever team wins is going to play likely at Newtown on Thursday. If Newtown is upset, Cheshire will visit either Ludlowe or East Hartford. Depending on what happens with the boys basketball team tomorrow in the FCX semifinals, should Ludlowe win this game, they may move it from Thursday, which is the date of the FCX Boys Basketball Championship, to a later date or earlier date. But you're looking at Thursday. Here's Pickney. They don't want to let her inside. A 3 is off, and it goes out of bounds with 1:02 to play.
Yeah.
How long do you wait to foul?
I don't think you wait long, Aiden. They're down 3. They really haven't shown to be a proficient three-point shooting team. That was a settle right there from Pickney. A 20-footer, plenty of time left. Didn't need it.
Question is, who do you want at the line? Timeout. Sarah Kinsley ran onto the floor to call it.
Yeah, good timeout. Looked like Callie was about to travel. Definitely saved the possession right there.
53.7 to go. And it's a 3-point Ludlowe lead. By far the most thrilling game we've been a part of this season.
It's been an excellent game. You know, we've seen so many close games this season, so many heartbreaking losses. This would just be another building block for these guys, Aiden, on what's been a fantastic end to the season.
Three-point lead. They're going to start fouling very soon. Who do you want at the line? Paulman. Buscher. Drove around everybody. Couldn't get the basket. That would have sent this place into bedlam. Transition. No, but a foul that'll send Pinckney to the line to shoot 2.
Wow, how did she knife through there? Whoa.
Pinckney to the line. She cannot get him the lead, but she could make it a 1-point game. Very impressive night by her.
Yeah, you can just see the talent she has, Aiden. She's got the body, the athleticism, the handle. Super talented.
1-point game, 33-32. Fairfield Ludlowe on top. 34.7 to play.
A lot of time left. Don't need to foul necessarily right away. You can be patient. See if you can get a trap and a turnover. If not, then foul.
Fairfield Ward has defeated Danbury 60-49. They're on to the second round.
Great win for Coach Danko.
Yeah, that's
and the Lady Mustangs.
I was talking to him this weekend at the boys basketball quarterfinals. I told him, you guys are a wild card in this thing. You're the one team that I wouldn't want to play because you're, in the 20s in terms of seeding, but your team has brought some really good opponents down to the wire.
Yeah, and again, they play in the FCIAC, easily one of the top conferences in the state, if not the top. So every team has a chance to win. Now, unfortunately for Danbury, they had to play one of their own conference opponents.
Some really thrilling games on this opening night of the girls basketball state tournament. You can only hope that that continues all the way to the end of the month when we crown a state champion in double L, in L, in double M, in M, and in S. Referee having a conversation with Sarah Kinsley. It's a 1-point game.
This setup defensively, Aiden, is open for someone to break long. And there it goes.
And it's Pullman. Fouled, she'll shoot.
What I tell you, it was just prime for someone to release long.
33-32 with 32 seconds in change remaining in this opening round game. Anna Pullman with 2 huge free throws. If she hits them both, East Hartford could not take the lead. She misses her first. Second one important too.
Absolutely. Get to a 2-point game. Have Caitlin in for a potential offensive rebound as well.
Off. Hornets out to a fast start in transition, and they grab the lead.
And that's the last goal you want to see in the open court, Aiden.
20 seconds left. Here's Buscher. Bochy. Down to 10. Timeout, Ludlowe. 10.7 to play. They will inbound looking for, at this point, the win.
Yeah, you have the ball. That's the good news. 10 seconds starts to feel frantic, right? It's a lot of time, but when you're on the court, you feel like you have to rush. You don't. 10 seconds is an eternity, especially at half court, Aiden. They can make a few passes. They can make a few moves. They could drive to the basket and try and get fouled. There's a lot they can do here.
Fitting that this season comes down to one possession. And we've been treated to a tremendous game, win or lose, by the Falcons tonight.
This has been a great game. Aiden, you hate to see them lose this. We got to pull this out right here.
10.7 to play.
I mean, Anna's been your go-to man all game. I think you got to figure out a way to isolate her up top and let her go to work.
Finnegan. No! Foul with 4.5.
Aiden, she had a great look. They got the switch. Brown, the smallest girl on the floor, switches on to Caitlin. You see how upset she is. Aiden, she has nothing to be upset about. That was a beautiful move and shot. It just did not go.
2 shots at the line for Robinson.
And by the way, there's still time left, Aiden. 4.5 seconds is a lot of time. So they're only down 1 right now. They still have a chance at worst to tie.
Wondering if Kinsley has a timeout. She has one here, so she uses it now instead of after that second free throw.
Yeah, you see how upset Caitlin is, Aiden. I think you almost have to take her out and let maybe Madison come in, who could throw, by the way, a long, hard pass.
Yeah, we've seen her with the baseball pass this season.
I'd love to see them try to utilize that. Because you hate to see Caitlin this upset, right? She's crushed right now. Love to see her regather, but I would consider getting Madison in there for the home run throw.
And you hate to see the season, if it does end now, end like this.
You see Emma trying to console her. That's what a captain and one of your more experienced players does. She can't be on the court, but she's there emotionally for her teammates. It's all about part of being on a team.
2 years in a row, they've essentially got beaten down the stretch with under 10 seconds to play if they can't pull this out.
Yeah, wow, the ref almost gave Ludlowe the ball out of bounds. The girl still had a foul shot.
Yeah, that's kind of important. You'd almost rather see her make it in this situation.
You're right. It allows you to take the ball out of bounds and throw a longer pass rather than gathering it and trying to go the full length of the court.
Robinson. 3-point game.
But now that officially limits your options. You need a 3, Aiden.
They use a timeout, so Kinsley had multiple. 4.5 seconds left. What's your plan?
I mean, Aiden, wow, how this has turned. Right, but with 4.5, you have a chance to get the ball to half court, make 1 pass for a 3-point shot. Right, so you're going to have to be patient, set up a pick down low for either Juliet, Anna, Laura, Bochy, right, any one of your 3-point shooters. Now listen, Anna's been hot all game. So maybe you give it to Anna, let her take another one. But you're going to have to get one of them on the 3-point line with a chance to tie this thing. Plenty of time, Aiden. They can do this.
I think that's the only thing you can tell the girls in that huddle.
I like
4.5 seconds, and Bochy's going to inbound with Ludlow's season on the line tonight in our state's capital.
And Bochy's a softball player, so she also can throw it far.
She finds Buscher. 3 to go. Bochy, palm it. Off.
Oh, good look, Aiden. That's a crushing loss. Ludlowe has nothing to be ashamed of. They played their hearts out today, fought all the way back, took a lead, had a chance to take a commanding lead at the end. You see the disappointment in their faces, Aiden.
A tremendous season that didn't look like much after the first 9-10 games.
You know, when it's your final game, it just stings that much more. And you could see how crushed the girls are. You know, it's been a long season, right? They've put in so much effort, come so far. You just, at the ending, it's so hard, so emotional. But they have nothing to be ashamed of, Aiden. They played tremendous today.
And I think that last possession couldn't have gone more perfect. The only thing that was missing was that she made the shot.
Yeah.
They got Anna the shot she wanted.
She had to rush it, but she had a clean look. And, you know, obviously it was a little off balance. There's only 4 seconds. But you're right. They got her a look nonetheless.
Not much more to say as we wrap things up. A 36-33 East Hartford win. Not the way you wanted to end the season. There are a lot of positives you could take out of this.
No, absolutely. It's a young team. They're going to miss Ida immensely. She's the one senior. She had a terrific season. But no doubt this team is going to be back and deep and talented and hopefully ready to go next season.
Another great season with you.
Thank you.
I would assume we'll be back for boys basketball. They're going to play in the Division III state tournament, so this will not be the last you hear of the two of us. It will be the last you hear of us on a girls basketball broadcast until December of this year.
Feels like a long way off, but time does fly by.
Tremendous season. I don't think anybody would have even dreamt that they would be here after the 2-7 start that they had, an FCAC playoff trip. It didn't start the way they wanted, but it certainly played out really well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When they're going to look back on this season, Aiden, they're going to realize how much progress they made, how many strides they made from 2-7 to 12-8. They lose their point guard to mono. The rest of the girls never stop fighting though, right? Tough when you lose your point guard. Tough when you lose one of your floor leaders, but they kept fighting. Tonight was a great example. Down early, fought from start to finish, chances to win, just didn't pull it out. Next year, just have a feeling that they're going to be pulling out these close games, Aiden. This has to pay dividends for them moving forward.
Tremendous season. We thank all of you for spending some time with us, whether it was 5 seconds, 5 games, the entire season, however long you tuned in. We appreciate that. We will be back. We do not have streaming rights to the semifinals or finals of the FCAC Championship. We will be back for the boys basketball state tournament. We will have coverage of those 2 games, though. So, for Scott Torello sticking with us for the entire season, for this entire roster of Falcons who gave it everything they had tonight, one last time, I'm Aiden Blank. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you tomorrow for some boys playoff basketball. Thanks so much for tuning in all season long right here on FSN.